Enjoy the weather while you can, girl. You let me know when you go into labor. So kiddo gave birth to this little cutie about 12:30 or so yesterday. And we were kind of shocked that it was just a single buckling because she was so big that we were sure she was going to have at least 3 kids. A part of me was still wondering if she's retained any kids. But the fact that her udder has stayed small, whereas her udder was huge last year, I think she may just have the 1 kid. We were surprised, but he's very healthy. And yeah, pretty much after he was born, kiddo was back to eating at the feeder. I kept waiting and waiting and waiting, thinking she was going to drop at a minimum 1 more kid. And she still looks like her belly's a little on the bigger side to me, but she is not stressed at all and is just back to normal. So it does seem like he's favoring one side over the other, so we're probably gonna have to start milking her. She's a very good mom though. You're next, Missy. So it feels and looks a lot like springtime right now, but we are expecting a big snowstorm to roll in here in a few days, and it's supposed to be like a Friday, Saturday, Sunday storm, and we're expecting anywhere from 8 to 17 inches of snow. The problem with that is that this girl is due on Sunday, so she's due at the last day of this storm, so I'm gonna have to keep a really close eye on her, and if I have to, we'll bring her in the house with us. This is supposed to be her kidding pen. This is where she gave birth last year, but if it's covered in snow, that may not work, because she tends to hang out underneath here. So there shouldn't be a lot of snow underneath there, but with as big a storm as we're gonna get, it's gonna be pretty snowy. So I'm going to be having her come to the main pen here, because if we have a bunch of snow, this is a much bigger shelter to have her come into, and there's plenty of room for me to come in with her. And depending on what time of day it is and what the temperature is, I'll just bring one of our propane heaters out, and that makes sure there's space for that. Hi, kiddo. How's your little kiddo doing? This little man got disbutted yesterday. Never a fun time. So there's a couple of big trees my husband knocked down yesterday. The intent was just to knock down this first one here. But it wasn't nearly as rotted out. He had to actually, it took like 3 DeWalt kit batteries to sawzall through it. But this bigger one, this one's got to be 2 to 3 times bigger. And it was so rotted through because the first tree caught onto this one. And as he started cranking it with the come along, it tore this one down with it, and it's just totally rotted. So it's a good thing to get these out of the way because these were about 20 to 30 feet away from our house. So we didn't want it crashing in on us. And thank goodness it did not hit the fence. I thought for sure that this sucker was tall enough it would have hit the fence, but good to get it out of the way now before the storm. So Roka might go into labor today, which would be nice because it's before the storm, but she's a little more vocal today. She's a goat that doesn't ever make noise. And if she'll let me go back here, she's got some discharge and her udder's filling up. Her udder's been like formed for the past couple of weeks, but it looks like it's actually filling up now. But she's still eating and munching away, so if she does give birth, it'll be later this evening, so just gotta keep a close eye on her. So as I suspected, I believe this girl is in labor. She's got a lot more discharge going on now. And just kind of waiting her out and seeing when she's ready to go. I have to go see what temperature it is. Looks like we're at 27, 28 degrees abouts. So definitely want to make sure to help dry off those babies when they come. Looks like she's starting to push now. Gonna need both my hands here to help dry off the babies, but of course she had to pick the corner, so it's gonna be hard to get in there and help her, but really hoping for a doe out of this one. She's only ever thrown me boys, so I'm still hoping for that doe one of these times. Alright, so she finally had her little kiddos. So we got a big male, and the little doeling is already under there trying to find the udder. But yeah, she didn't end up kidding until it was dark. So I set up shop in their little shelter here. She's got her pellets. We've got a little heater going on in here. A light. So I'm basically just going to hang out in here until they're all dried and have nursed, and then finally get some sleep myself. The storm's supposed to start at 3 in the morning. We've already seen some snow starting to fall a little bit. And we'll see how you guys are doing in the morning.